everyone, True here, back with another video. I hope all of you guys are having a fantastic day. And before we get into this deck, please remember to like and subscribe. Let's get to 50 subscribers. We're getting closer and closer by the day. And just please remember to hit the subscribe button. And while you're at it, please remember to like the video. It really helps out the channel. And let's get into today's deck. So today's deck is quite the special deck. It's the first place deck from the Limitless Invitational. Spiritomb is really strong right now, and it's not really a big shock to me that it finished both first and second place with both very similar builds at the Limitless Invitational. And this list has a lot of new things. The number one new thing I would say is Yveltal-GX. Instead of playing something traditional like Blacephalon-GX or Pheromosa and Buzzmosa, we play Yveltal-GX instead for that Doom Count GX, being able to knock out our opponent when they have exactly 40 damage or 4 damage counters on it. And in order to get that 40 damage, we can either use Anguish Cry with just 1 damage counter on Spiritomb, or we can ping them with Mew a few times, or even just use Galarian Zigzagoon's Headbutt Tantrum ability to stack up damage counters on one of our opponent's Pokemon. And we play, this is sort of like Spirit Beast, but not Spirit Beast, because we only play one Ultra Beast. It is Buzzwole for that strong Sledgehammer attack, being able to one-shot Pikarom, and just being a good one-prizer to attack with for returning knockouts is really good in this deck. We play one of Giratina with the Dimension Breach ability, being able to discard a Speed Energy, a Capture Energy, a Horror Energy, specifically for the Dragon Ball matchup, is really good, and for that reason we do play the Giratina. We play one of Oricorio because this is a one-pricer deck, so we will be able to abuse Dance of Tribute a lot. We also play one of Mewtwo in order to recover something like a Boss's Orders or even a Draw Supporter whenever we need it. And we play 4 Scoop Up Net in order to reuse Galarian Zigzagoon or Giratina or Mewtwo. Or even Jynx's ability to stack even more damage counters on Spiritomb. So Scoop Up Net is super strong in this deck. We play one of Black Market to help out against ADP, Combozation, or even in any matchup. Black Market is super good. Our opponent doesn't take any prize cards for knocking out our Spiritombs, and that just gives us the prize lead and a lot more time to work with. We play one of Lana's Fishing Rod instead of Ordinary Rod because we might want to recover something like a Hustle Belt or an Escape Board. Plus, recovering 2 Pokemon never really felt too necessary, so Lana's Fishing Rod, definitely a pretty good call. And for the energy line, we play 4 Rainbow and 4 Unit Energy, which is actually a lot better than Aurora Energy in my opinion, because all of the Pokemon in this deck either use Darkness or Fighting energy requirements, and for this reason Unit Energy is a lot better than Aurora Energy. But just because we really need that 10th energy requirement, we do play one of Aurora Energy to ensure that we can hit an energy every turn, because our opponent is likely to be knocking out our Spiritombs every turn, as they only do have up to 60 health. And yeah, that's gonna do it for the introduction on the deck, and let's just hop into some games. Alright, so hopping into our first game against Awiano, if that's how you say it. Good luck to him or her, and let's see whether or not excuse me, we go first or second. It's difficult to decide whether or not you want to go first or second, because going first means you can build some spite, but you might not even hit a Spiritomb turn 1 if you don't draw into any Quick Ball. So sometimes it's better to go second, and in this case we're going second, so we're perfectly fine with it. We would have been fine if we went first as well. This hand's looking pretty good. We just need to hit a Draw Supporter or even a Quick Ball off of this Dedenne in order to ensure that we have some draw power. So let's see what our opponent is playing. There's a Quick Ball, getting rid of a Fire Energy, and getting the Zacian. So it does look like we are against the Baby Blonde matchup. Unfortunately, we do not play that Feeny, which would definitely help out a lot in this matchup. But being a one-prizer, Spiritomb is, we should be able to abuse Black Market as much as possible to swing the price trade into our favor. So not a bad matchup overall. We should have a matchup in this case. So there's a Great Catcher. Let's Stellar Wish. There's a Quick Ball. So we're probably just going to have to take the Dedenne-GX as long as it is not priced. I will Quick Ball away the Giratina just in case the Dedenne is priced. Giratina is the most optimal thing to get rid of. And the Dedenne-GX is here. Okay, that's pretty good. Black Market is here as well. We priced no energy, which is pretty good. We priced one Hustle Belt, one Research, one Marnie. All of our nets are here. We priced one. No, we have all of our Spiritomb. So I don't know what else we priced. Probably just a one-off that I'm not sure of. So here we will get the Dedenne. We will bench both of these Spiritombs. Build some Spite right now before I forget. And I'm sort of tempted to Scoop Up Net Jirachi and just go for the attack here on this Jirachi. I think I sort of like that because we do want to take the first knockout in this matchup. So let's just see if we manage to hit a Rainbow Energy or not. No Rainbow Energy or any draw supporters, but it's fine because we have to switch. We can go back into Jirachi and hopefully hit a draw supporter from there. So in the very end, we did not really get punished for that play. As a matter of fact, it sort of helped us out because we do get a second Stellar Wish. So not a bad play overall in my opinion. We will get both the Hustle Belt and the Escape Board. Switch into Jirachi, Stellar Wish. No draw supporter, which is sort of unfortunate. Yeah, so I think I'll just take the Scoop Up Net here. Feels fine. Nothing really to do with this hand. I really don't want Jirachi to get donked here, so I will retreat into the Mew and just pass the turn. And if they don't knock out the Mew, we do have the Scoop Up Net on the Mew next turn, but the chances of them knocking it out are pretty great. So here I'll just pass over to my opponent and see what they have going for them. So a pretty good start from us. Unfortunately, no Rainbow Energy or anything to help us out knocking out this Jirachi. Not even a... We could have even hit a Unit Energy and a Quick Ball to have adjusted the damage from this Spiritomb to this Spiritomb. But we didn't hit any of that, which is sort of unfortunate, but it's fine. There's a Scoop Up Net from our opponent, so they most likely have the attack unless they do not have a Welder somehow. So there's the Scoop Up Net. I'm assuming that the attack is indeed coming. I don't see them, or they have to switch back into Jirachi. So it doesn't seem like our opponent actually has the Welder. So there's the Welder from our opponent. It seems that they actually didn't have it. So pretty good for us that they had to burn through a Scoop Up Net and the switch. So here I'm expecting to get knocked out. There's the switch from our opponent. They're gonna be taking a knockout on the Mew. There's a Victini Prism Star. That's something you don't see every day in a Welder deck. And here they Palpad back in a Welder. That just tells me they don't have a Welder in hand. Otherwise they would have saved that when they had two Welders in the discard pile. So that's pretty good to know. So here we promote the Victini. We promote the Jirachi. Let's Stellar Wish. There's a Research finally. Okay, that's good news for us. I'm gonna throw down Black Market. Throw down the Buzzwole. We're not gonna bench the Yveltal yet. We don't really need to use it in this matchup until very late game if we ever need to use it. So we have Lana's Fishing Rod for that very reason. And here I will just research this hand away, looking for some energy cards. There's a Rainbow Energy and the Jynx. Okay, this is looking pretty good for us to say the very least. So here we will build some Spite. Probably will just bench this Jynx. I sort of want to save this Spiritomb with Hustle Belt, but I'm just gonna so they're down 3 energy, so they're guaranteed to knock out this Spiritomb next turn for sure. And then we can just return knockout with an energy on this. We don't have... Okay, yeah, so we're fine just benching the Jynx here, attaching the Rainbow to this Spiritomb, retreating. And we even have to knock out with a Sledgehammer, which is super good for us. And here we're just going to Anguish Cry, knock out our opponent. Let's see if they can hit the Heat Factory that they need to bump our Black Market. So here, there's a Mewtwo from the prize cards. That's pretty good. So here they promote the Jirachi. There's an energy retrieval, so they will have the knockout as long as they have a switch. There's the Stellar Wish, probably looking for a welder to charge up another baby Blacephalon. They're taking their time, so let's see what they have going for them. Our board state is looking pretty good. Next turn we do have Marnie to reset our hand, and we desperately need to hit an energy next turn. If our opponent just passes here because they whiffed a switch, that would be super good for us as well. That would give us some more time to build some more spite, adjust the damage around, and find more energy. So pass from our opponent would definitely be helpful. But there's the Great Catcher from our opponent. They don't have enough energy in the discard right now. There's a water to the Victini. That's super bad for our opponent. They definitely wanted to save that for a baby Blacephalon. For sure. So here they Scoop Up Net. They're going into the Victini. They don't have enough energy currently to knock out this Dedenne-GX, which is pretty good for us. There's a Fiery Flint though. They're down 6 energy, so they need 2 more in the discard pile. 2 Quick Balls can do it, another Flint can do it. Let's see what our opponent decides to chase. And there's the Great Catcher on our Dedenne. And yeah, they're gonna get the knockout on this Dedenne, but this is sort of fine. It clumps our opponent's deck with fire energy, which is pretty good for us, but at the same time, if they draw well, we will be in trouble. So here, our baby Buzzwole is now useless, sort of getting punished for benching it, but it's fine to say the very least. Do we have a boss's orders in the discard pile? No boss's orders, unfortunately. I'll go ahead and play the Great Ball. Probably just gonna take the Oricorio here. Stellar Wish. No boss's orders, unfortunately, to knock out that Zacian. But we can save that for another time. That's fine. Lana's Fishing Rod doesn't really do much right now. I'll take it to put it at the bottom of our deck, for sure. So here, I don't want to bench Oricorio, but I'm going to. I'm going to say our opponent does not play 2 Great Catcher and take that risk. There's a bunch of energy for us to use. That's pretty good. So I'll attach a Rainbow to a Spiritomb. Our opponent probably doesn't have the greatest hand right now. I don't really want to Marnie them right now. Yeah, so I'm going to hold off on playing Marnie. And hope that our opponent has not a great hand. They're down a lot of switching options. 3 switch and 2 Scoop Up Nets, so that's pretty good for us. And let's just Anguish Cry and knock out our opponent's Victini Prism Star. See what we get off the prize cards. There's another Marnie. That's not bad, but really looking for a boss's orders to knock this out and really seal the game here. So there's another Fiery Flint from our opponent. They're down 3 Flints now, getting 4 more energy. Here comes the Stellar Wish, and there's the Heat Factory from our opponent. That's super unfortunate for us, but they need to hit a good bit here to get the knockout. There's the Stellar Wish from our opponent. Let's see if they can hit the switch and the welder and the 1 energy they need. Yeah, a little unfortunate they got rid of our Heat Factory, but I mean of our Black Market, but that's fine. There's a switch. They're gonna switch into this Jirachi. They're down all 4 switches. They have 2 nets left. There's the Quick Ball, so that can get them the baby Blacephalon. There's the Quick Ball from our opponent. There's the baby Blacephalon. And here, this is the good thing about saving Marnie. Now we can Marnie them next turn and disrupt this very large hand of theirs. And hope they don't manage to get a knockout again on this Spiritomb, on our following Spiritomb, which we're going to attack with. So they welder to the Blacephalon, and there's the concession from our opponent. It seems like they whiffed the switch, and yeah, that's gonna do it for the first game against baby Blacephalon, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Alright, so hopping into our next game against Ramo Semanuel 97, however you say his or her name. Good luck to him or her, and let's call the coin flip here. We do win the coin flip. Because we won the last game going second, I will opt to go second again. Our opponent seems like they're playing Pikarom, I would guess, and the starting hand looks terrible. So I am pretty happy I decided to go second, because we do get to play this Marnie and hopefully set up a little bit better than what we have right now. So our opponent's probably playing Pikarom. based off of the typing, Electric and Psychic. So they probably have the Mewtwo in the deck, I would imagine. That's probably why they have a Psychic type there. There's a Speed Energy from our opponent. There's a Tag Call, and I'm super happy I decided to go second again, because this starting hand, if we went first, there's a high chance that we probably would have gotten donked. And here I will just decide to Marnie. No need to really play anything in that hand. And here this hand is just looking terrible. We can bench the Jynx so we don't lose next turn if we get knocked out, and just pass over to our opponent. No Scoop Up Net to take off the Speed Energy. There's an attachment to this Pikachu and Zekrom. There's the Big Charm. There's a Zeraora. There's the Research from our opponent. So they're definitely looking for that full blitz knockout on our Giratina. There's an Electro Power, and there's a Dedenne getting rid of a lot of cards. Mallow and Lana's gone. Mallow and Lana being gone is pretty good for us too. Lightning Energy is good for them. There's a Quick Ball from our opponent, so they're probably gonna get Coco Prism Star here, or another Dedenne, but they can't Dedenne again this turn. And there's just the Electrify from our opponent, so pretty good. Pretty good that our opponent whiffed the attack. That would have put a lot of pressure on us for sure. No reason to throw down Black Market right now, as our opponent hasn't played their Thunder Mountain yet. And here, no Scoop Up Net really sucks. So here we'll throw down Jirachi, throw down Spiritomb, build some Spite, throw down Shrine of Punishment, and pass to our opponent. We have a second Shrine in play to replace their Thunder Mountain if they decide to throw it down this turn, which is pretty good. But super slow start from us. A little unfortunate that we have to lose this Giratina. Maybe I should have attached the Escape Board here to retreat it, but I didn't think I was going to get a Jirachi, or didn't know that I was going to get a Jirachi, so I guess it's fine. So here, there is the Marshadow. I don't know why they would use the Marshadow right now. Well, I guess it's a fair play, but if they were going to get, I would have probably saved the Marshadow. I don't know if our opponent knows if we're playing Black Market or not, but I would have saved the Marshadow for the Black Market. There's an energy switch from our opponent, however. They're going to be taking a big knockout on this Giratina for one prize card. Where are they going to put all of the full blitz energy though? They're going to put it on here, so we definitely need a Mew as soon as possible. Without a doubt. So let's see if we can get that. There's an Oricorio. That's actually pretty good for us. And here we'll just research away and draw some more cards. There's the Mew that we were talking about, which is super good. And the bad thing is, if maybe it was a misplay to bench this, because now if we knock this out, we won't have access to a Sledgehammer, which is pretty bad. We definitely want to utilize Sledgehammer as much as possible, which is a little unfortunate for us. Do I take the Adventure Bag or the Scoop Up Net? I think I take the Adventure Bag here. To thin out the deck a little more, we're going to play the Great Ball, and it whiffs, which is definitely unfortunate. So here I will Adventure Bag, get out these two, and I'm going to look to draw some cards using Oricorio, and hopefully hit... I was going to say hopefully hit a Spiritomb so we can hit this hard this turn, but it doesn't look like we have access to that right now at this current moment in time. So I will just hold on to this Hustle Belt. I will just hold on to everything in this hand, I guess, because we only need to hit this for so much in order for Baby Buzzwole to knock it out. So that's what we're looking to play into next turn. So here I'm just going to hold on to everything, go into Spiritomb, and knock out our opponent. And yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see, our opponent is taking all that shrine damage. And let's see what happens. They attach to this Bolton, so I could see them going into this Bolton and just attacking our Spiritomb for the knockout. Definitely a fair play. There's some money from our opponent, disrupting our hand to a 4-card hand. We still have Dedenne in deck to bust us out, and there is the Thunder Mountain, and there's just a Bolt Storm from our opponent. So now we can so now we can bump this stadium with Black Market, and Black Market is probably going to stay and play for the rest of the game, which is super good for us. We can quick ball away this Jirachi, go for that baby Buzzwole, and not the Dedenne, the baby Buzzwole, and we're looking to hit Great Catcher and knock out the Pikarom, which would be super good for us. We can research away this hand, looking for an energy card. There's a few energy cards, super good for us. We can Dance of Tribute right now, draw even more cards. There's the Great Catcher. Okay, so we have knockout on the 6 energy Pikarom, and at the same time we are punishing our opponent for putting all of this energy onto that Pikarom. Super good for us, super good turn. We're gonna Great Ball, get out the Jynx, that's fine. Stellar Wish, we're gonna take the Switch, for sure. And the only bad thing about this hand is that we don't have a Spiritomb. Do we have any Quick Ball left in deck? We do, we have 2. So here, I'm actually going to retreat into Jirachi. Stellar Wish. There's a Quick Ball, so now we can Quick Ball for that Spiritomb, Scoop Up Net the active, and bench the Spiritomb and start building some damage on board, which sounds really good to me. So here we're gonna get out this Spiritomb, Scoop Up Net the active, go into the baby Buzzwole, bench the Spiritomb, move the damage from this move the damage from the Oricorio to the Spiritomb, build Spite on the Spiritomb. Definitely a super strong turn for us for sure. Great Catcher, get rid of the Jirachi. We have another boss left in deck. I don't really know what I want to get rid of. Guess we can get rid of the Galarian Zigzagoon. It doesn't feel like it could do something against this alone Raichu and Raichu. How many Scoop Up Nets are we down? We're down 1 Scoop Up Net. So I do want to keep the Galarian Zigzagoon around for sure. And we'll probably get rid of Boss's Orders. And we're going to bring up the Pikachu and Zekrom-GX because that has a lot of energy on it and we definitely want to knock it out. I'm not going to play the Hustle Belt yet in case they have Tool Scrapper. And yeah, let's just knock out our opponent's Pikachu and Zekrom-GX with all of their energy. So now they need an attachment plus an E-Power, but they do have a Cocoa Prism Star in deck. So it's pretty likely that our opponent is going to get the knockout here. Now we're getting punished for getting rid of that Boss's Orders because we would have sort of had game in hand. No, not yet, because we needed 2 Scoop Up Nets instead. So there's the Boss's Orders from our opponent, bringing up the Spiritomb. That's fine. Yeah, that's definitely the right play from our opponent to knock out the Spiritomb and remove that threat from the board. There's a Boss's Orders top deck. So here we're going to start off with a Dance of Tribute, I believe. Yeah, I think that's what we do. We're looking for some remaining Scoop Up Nets, for sure. That those don't look like Scoop Up Nets to me, unfortunately. So here, we can Stellar Wish. There's a Quick Ball, but that's again not a Scoop Up Net, which is a little unfortunate, for sure. So what do we want to do? We can bench this, Scoop Up Net it, but we don't have the additional bench space to knock out that alone Raichu and Raichu GX, unfortunately. So what do we want to do here? We whiffed the Scoop Up Net, which is really unfortunate. So I think here we just attach the Rainbow to the Mew and put 4 damage counters here and 1 somewhere else. I think that's the play to make in this scenario. So here I'm gonna attach the Rainbow to the Mew, Quick Ball away, probably the Jirachi, but we could utilize Jirachi again, so I don't really want to do that. I'll get rid of the Galarian Zigzagoon. It doesn't seem like we need that right now. Probably just thin out the deck, get out a Mewtwo, and we're looking to close out the game next turn using Boss's Orders, bringing up this and knocking it out using Doom Count GX. That feels like the most optimal play to me, in my opinion. So here we're going to Psi Power, put 2 damage counters here, and probably just put 1 on the Boltund, and let's see what our opponent has going for them. If they don't expect the Yveltal, then they would just attack this turn. They need some way to heal this for sure. If they just attack us, we do just win the game. They need to disrupt our hand somehow. A Marnie would do it. A reset stamp would do it. I probably should have played around the reset stamp, but there's a reset from our opponent. Not going to be a Marnie. I should have attached the Hustle Belts. That's a misplay on my part. Let's see what our opponent has going for them. Hopefully they don't have any way, and there's just a Bolt Storm from our opponent, so we will be taking a dub against our opponent's Pikarom deck. And now you can just see the power of Yveltal-GX being able to take a knockout on whatever has 4 damage counters, and that's gonna do it for today's video. And we're gonna Doom Count GX our opponent, take a knockout on this alone Raichu GX. That's gonna do it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please remember to like and subscribe. Let's get to 50 subscribers. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good day. Remember to stay safe and peace out.